headlines and new ideas. Tuning in, the signal's clear.
Every question, every sound, let the wise wisdom be found. GDG Dakshin Swar leads the way. It's wise wisdom starting today.
Wise wisdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Wise
Wisdom.
Podcast.
I'm Shohardo Shaha and he's Arsha Basu.
Wait. No, I am Shohardo Shaha and she is Arshia Basu. Anyways, welcome to Wise Wisdom Podcast presented by GD Goenka School, Dakshineshwar.
On the first episode of this series, we're going to talk about grades.
Skills.
So basically, grades and skills.
Yes. So Arshia, what do you think in today's world, what matters more, skills or grades?
Well, if you ask me, I would say that skills are something that helps us in our real lives. It helps us navigate our lives. It teaches us to be important, to live independently, and it also teaches us how to deal with the real world once we grow out of the school lives. But also, if we think about it, the academics are measured by marks. So therefore, if we do not have grades, our hard work, our academic levels are not measured. Therefore, I think both are equally important, don't you think?
Yes, I also think that education is also important along with your skills. If anyone is excellent in a particular skill, they should have a particular level of or a certain level of excellence in academics too. For example, talking about a personality who is very good in dance, but if he or she doesn't have a basic level of education, they cannot go forward in life.
Yes. Did you know that Rabindranath Tagore never really had formal education, but yet?
Absolutely, you're right.
But he's so renowned in our world and he's even got the Nobel Prize.
Yes. What about our aunties?
Oh my god, they're so obsessed with marks. They always call me up and ask me how much I got in my last examination.
What do you think that in today's contemporary era and this ever-changing world, what skills every student or any adult should have in their life to lead a fulfilling life? Because at the end of the day, the goal of the life isn't to be happy, as happiness is a mood. What is important is, are you fulfilled or not?
Correct.
So what do you think?
Well, for people like you and me who dream big and want to achieve so many things in our life, I think that we all want to move from one place to another, go abroad, pursue our dreams in some foreign country, meet new people. So for that, we need to move out of our houses. We need to become independent first. So for that, we need to learn how to cook. We need to learn how to take care of ourselves. And what are the other things that makes us independent?
Well, I think that talking about independence, you have already nailed it. What other things we need is like some artistic skills. Let's take, for example, painting,
Yes.
dancing, music. They are the things that gives us happiness at the end of the day.
Yes, so basically what we have to do is we have to mix them up together to have a happy life.
You're right.
So I also think that the schools have already taught us that leaderships, communication skills helps us connect with people, and maybe that will help us in our real lives as well.
Absolutely. What I believe is, as you talked about articulation or
Yes.
communication, so as a student or as an individual, everyone should have the art of articulation by which they can communicate with anyone, be it networking, in business, in any corporate field, anywhere. Communication is a skill that every student should have in their life, irrespective of what careers they pursue.
Well, don't you think that a few years ago, maybe a decade ago, all these skills were undervalued and people focused mainly on academics, but now that the world is changing, people are learning to accept other important elements of our own lives that we were not giving heed to before.
Yep. As you know, there's a say that change is the ultimate constant.
Absolutely.
So, in this ever-changing world, things are changing. Therefore, as you said, a decade back, some things were called orthodox or things were not that much relevant. But
Yes.
in today's day, in today's time, things have become relevant and people are becoming more knowledgeable and open to things about different careers, different options, and also things that are outside our so-called academic life.
Also, there's this weird saying that once somebody said that a piece of paper cannot determine my future, whereas somebody else said that a piece of paper has the capability of deciding one's future.
So what do you think, that if there are many papers and everyone or a particular person is failing in every paper, will that person say that a single piece of paper cannot change my future?
Personally, if you ask me, all of us have different capabilities and skills. Even though the current measurement for our achievements is grades formally, but even if we do not pass all the examinations, we can have a certain skill that will lead us to a better life, and we can focus on that. However, basic skills like taking care of ourselves, apart from that, even in academics, when we go to a shop, we need to know how much money we should get back, how much money to pay, and we have to know how the world works. And without academics, we'll fail to do that. So, don't you think like a certain amount of it is necessary as well?
Yes. So basically, you're saying that certain knowledges are important for
Yes.
our day-to-day life. Talking about maths, it's important for doing calculations in
Correct.
shops. Economics, for knowing how the economy works. Sociology, for knowing how the
Society
works.
works.
Right. So what more do you think about this? What subjects are important for living a life?
See, in our schools, in the Indian education system, we are told that we have to learn social science, a value-based subject, maths, English, and our own mother tongue, as India is such a diverse country, of course. But I think the most important of all of these are definitely learning a language to communicate universally. Obviously, maths, because without maths, we cannot operate in our lives. Obviously, learning basic science and social science is extremely necessary. Imagine we don't know where to vote, or how to stay relevant in this world.
True. You're right. So you told that staying relevant. What do you actually mean by staying relevant in today's world? Is it only about the skills you pursue, the academics, or something much beyond that?
See, I think both of these things come together when we talk about staying relevant. Say, for example, we are sitting here in a classroom, we're talking about things. As soon as we step out of the schools, we'll realize that we have to take a bus to go home, we have to go home and maybe bake our own food or heat up our food and eat. So therefore, relevance is in terms of our environment, right? So when we want to stay in the future, as you said, change is the only constant. So we have to adapt. We have to learn things continuously to know what is going on. So that is being relevant, that you both learn the academics, and obviously there could be certification courses in specialized fields. However, learning is eternal. Therefore, learning and skills are both extremely necessary if we want to stay relevant in this world.
Yes. So do you think that in today's present days and in this world, the schools are getting too much involved in the other co-curriculum activities like dancing, music, and etc. Outside from academics?
Yes, and don't you think that is necessary?
It is absolutely necessary. What do you think?
I think that a person who is extremely talented in dance and cannot pursue it outside, he or she is getting the opportunity to pursue it in school. The various fests that now happen in schools and various competitions that also help us bring out the talents that we already have in ourselves,
Yes.
right? Do you like fests?
I do like fests, and I think that that's one of the crucial part of the life of a student for getting exposure and also to learn new things outside the monotonous education, right?
I also feel like the fests are the very thing that helps us build our communication skills even further.
You're absolutely right, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Have you made any friends at the fest?
Not yet, but I had another question.
Yes.
That do you think that our parents are also revolutionizing with the society?
Yes, of course, because we have noticed that previously the belief was to only focus on academics, only think about the fact that what are we going to do? We are going to become a doctor, or engineer, or do something that will give us more money, more respect, etc. But nowadays, even parents are becoming more liberal and giving us the opportunity to pursue other unconventional fields, right?
You're right.
So, do you know anybody in your family who has pursued an unconventional skill?
My uncle is a wildlife photographer and he has faced many drawbacks in his life. Like his parents told him not to go to this field because this isn't that conventional, as you said, unconventional. But as my uncle was passionate about that field, and which I was going to tell, that if anyone is passionate about anything, he's having a passion, so he should definitely go for that line.
Photography is a skill that a lot of us are trying to have now that we are on social media. Also, the thing that I was meaning to tell you is that I have a friend she leads in our class, and she is extremely talented in sports. And for that, she gets recognized in school, internationally, and that makes her happy. And she's also very balanced with the grades and the skills. So, do you think that is necessary as well?
Absolutely, that's totally necessary because anyone should have, or everyone rather, should have a skill that gives them recognition outside the monotonous or the kind of education that is we
Yeah.
are learning, right? So, what's the conclusion of today's podcast? What's more important, skills or grades?
Well, if you ask me, I would say both of them are equally important. And I would like to say that one thing that we missed out on is the fact that we did not discuss that balancing this must be very hard for us. What do you think? Do you have any tips for somebody who's trying to balance their skills or their passion with education?
Well, if someone is passionate about something, I don't think that they should find the time to get to balance it. Because if someone is passionate about something, it really means that they will find the time for doing that thing. Right? What do you think?
Yes, because I am very passionate about dancing, and honestly, it is not only a skill that I have, it is something that makes me happy. So whenever the studies that I do gets a little tough or I feel bored, because this pressure that we all have on us to do good in studies is there. But dancing makes me happy. So whenever I dance, I just feel like for a moment the world has shut down and I'm enjoying myself. Do you have anything that you like doing?
Yeah, I like to sing, and that's what makes me happy. So, what do you think that when you dance, you call that not as a skill, but
Yes.
something as you which you love,
Yes.
right? So, are you really thinking about when you will do the dance, or when you are going to give time for that skill, or does it come naturally?
Well, to me, sometimes when we have to practice for something, we do have to think about taking time out of our schedule to do it. Otherwise, we just do it for fun because skills are something that we should also enjoy instead of just having.
Yes.
But co-curriculars also have grades. Most of the things, especially in classical dances or music, that
Ah,
there are exams
there are.
that also. So, do you think that is valid? That somebody gives us grade based on our skills in a particular co-curricular?
I think that's necessary because that's the measure that is invented or discovered till now.
Yes.
That is how you measure the kind of skill you have. Like if you are good at art, right, then maybe you can give an excuse to the world that I don't do maths. I can do art. I'm good at art. But what's the proof of that? You understand my point? What's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
proof
yeah.
of that?
So you're telling me that even though we are skilled at something, we need to have a certain verification or certification to understand where we stand compared to the world.
Absolutely, yes.
All right. So you said you like singing. So
Hmm.
my question to you is that even though you like singing and it's a very important skill, do you want to pursue it as your career when you grow up, or is it just a skill that makes you happy?
So singing is a skill that makes me happy. I don't want to get ahead in my life as a career for singing. That's it.
That's it. So basically, the fact is that it's a skill that you can merge with your academics to
Absolutely,
make
yes.
yourself happy.
Yes.
So to the viewers, we have a question that
Is skills important or grades? Let us know in the comment section.
stay tuned for more updates from Wise Wisdom.
Thank you.